from vineyard to my glass of wine. What's so unique about your estate here?
There are a lot of pieces that come together at Nicholson Ranch that makes us, helps me make great wine and makes us unique. Having your own estate where I grow my own grapes is a huge advantage. I can grow each section of grapes to get the perfect ripeness, the right flavors. In Chardonnay, we're looking for apple and pear and peach, and Pinot, we're looking for cherry and strawberry and raspberry. So we can grow each block of grapes to get the perfect ripeness. Once we get it, the job for me really is to preserve that, to keep all those flavors and get it into the wine and get it into the bottle. So our grapes are about 100 feet to 300 feet away from the winery. They don't get transported, they're brought straight to the winery. The winery itself is built to really take care of those great flavors. As you saw, the design of the winery is to use gravity to move the grapes from one place to the next and to move the wine into the cellars. So we don't use any pumps. Pumps can be harsh on grapes. To preserve great flavors in wine, you have to be extremely gentle, and gravity and having underground cellars is what really protects the wine. It's very gentle with the flavors and really helps make good wine.
And so there's a different process for making perhaps a Pinot and a Merlot, and in terms of it, the winery, what is the different processes for each type of wine?
So between white wines and red wines is where the processes are probably the most different. For each type of wine, you do certainly different things. But for making Chardonnay, with Chardonnay, we bring the grapes in whole cluster. The first thing we'll do is press the juice out. We use a machine called a bladder press, which is really gentle. It presses only the juice out. It doesn't break the skins and the seeds. So you don't get bitter flavors from the seeds of the skins. You just get the flavorful juice. That juice goes into French oak barrels where it'll ferment with the native yeast that's on the skins of the grapes, and it'll age in those barrels. So the winemaking process for a Chardonnay is to press the juice out and put it in oak barrels where it'll ferment in the oak barrels before aging in the oak barrels. For red wine, it's a little bit different. For red wine, we'll take the berries off the clusters. So we still harvest the grapes, whole clusters, bring it to the winery. We take the berries of the clusters and collect the berries in a steel tank. Each of these tanks are about 5 feet by 7 feet. So they're small tanks. But the berries will sit in these tanks and soak in their own juices. The juice of a red grape actually starts off as white. All the color comes from the skin. So when you let the juice soak with the skins for about a week is when the juice turns first pink and then bright red. So for a red wine, the fermentation will happen in the steel tank. For the white wine, it happens in a barrel. So that's the primary difference in making white wine and red wine. So it'll ferment in a steel tank. The fermentation process lasts about a month. And after the wine is fermented, it'll go into an oak barrel, just like for the Chardonnay, and it'll age in the oak barrel for up to 2 years. So all fine wine, to age the wine, the best way to age the wine is in French oak barrels in underground cellars. The underground cellars have very consistent environment. It has cool temperature, 60 degrees all year round. It has a slightly higher humidity, which slows down the aging of the wine that's in the barrels. So underground caves are simply the best way best environment for keeping oak barrels in which you can age your wine.
Wow, fascinating. Well, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure, and I encourage all of you to find out more at buyandwine.com. It's just been a wonderful experience taking a tour of your fabulous estate.
And it was my pleasure to take you around, and I would love to have other people come by and visit and enjoy the tour of Nicholson Ranch.
Thanks so much.